the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
On the morning of September 11th, 2001, my wife Mary Lee was a working TWA flight attendant returning to her home base in Boston from a 3-day trip out west. Watching the horror unfold in the Sun's newsroom, I was shocked and scared. I feared for my wife, since the Associated Press was reporting that a commercial flight over the Middle Atlantic had been hijacked. The aircraft would turn out to be United Flight 93, in which passengers stormed the cockpit and bravely forced a fatal crash in Pennsylvania, well short of the terrorists' target in Washington, D.C. Of course, I didn't know that at the time. I could not reach my wife on her cell phone. Several hours after the FAA ordered the skies cleared of all domestic traffic, Mary Lee called me from Indianapolis. She was frightened, and we were both crying. The day had taken its toll in so many ways. It would be 7 days before I would see her again. Still, I, like all Americans, lost something that day. I lost a sense of security in my own country. Mary Lee finally returned, and for days she wondered if she would ever go back to flying. I didn't blame her. Eventually, though, she said she loved what she was doing, and it would be wrong to give in to the terrorists who wanted us to believe in fear. She said she would honor the 9/11 victims with her decision. So she went back, steady in her courage and conviction. 4 years ago, Mary Lee retired after 30 years as a flight attendant from American Airlines. I am proud of her. She, like most Americans, put freedom ahead of fear. Today we meet 8 years after that tragic day, while the sacred ground at the World Trade Center site remains bare amid squabbles about design, intent, and financing of a national memorial. I am proud to say that the dedicated people of the town of Tewksbury have seen fit to raise a beautiful and everlasting tribute to all the 9/11 victims. And they continue to hold the remembrance ceremony every year. This is what we are all about in America. We come from different backgrounds and from all walks of life to honor our own, whether we know the victims or not.
Good evening, everyone. Well, here we are again. Can you believe it's been 8 years? I can. And here I am yet again, standing in front of all of you, making another speech that, I won't lie to you, I definitely had trouble writing. But that's not the point. We all know why we're here. And it's to remember once again that tragic day 8 years ago. Yes, we were all in pain and grief, just like every year. But I must say that I have a new outlook this year on this day of remembrance. It has definitely been a rough year with so many celebrity deaths and a new president, and it's because of these factors that I sat down and thought to myself. On the September 11th, I am now 16 and a half, I have my license, and I am a junior in high school. I know by saying all that right now, my mom is probably cringing because of the fact that I'm growing up. But anyway, I finally realized that, wow, I am growing up. And with the new stress of college and my future, I have truly made a new outlook on life. I am proud to say that September 11th this year is now officially a day of service. We are focusing more on giving back in honor of those who died, instead of mourning the loss of your loved ones and the ones whom you miss. Celebrate who they were and live each day as you are trying to make them even more proud. That is what I've decided to do in honor of my dad. As the sun rises and the sun sets again, a new day comes and goes. I awake every morning and think of my dad and imagine him smiling back at me. I don't continuously think of how I miss him or how I wish he was here, but I live as if he were here and try my best to make him smile and make him proud. I do all this now because I am finally old enough to fully understand this whole concept. Every day I live for my father, Peter A. Gay, and also for my mother. My mother is the strongest woman that I know, and I love her so much. Yes, I am growing up, and yes, I know that's hard for her to deal with, but I will be her little girl, always, just like I'll always be my dad's sweet potato. Sorry, the pages are sticking together here. Anyway, as always, I would like to thank everyone who makes this wonderful memorial service happen every year. It means so much to me, and I know to my mom as well. I would also love to thank everyone who came and who has been coming for the past years. You don't know how much it means to me that you're here. It shows me that we as Americans will truly never forget this day. I would also like to thank once again my loving mom for all that she does and has done for me. I wouldn't be here now if it weren't for her. And also, I would love to thank my loving family and friends who always stand by me. You guys mean the world to me. However, right now I would like to quote something that I read for you last year. This is from a paper that I had to write for a pageant one year. And this is one particular line that really means a lot to me. It goes like this. We were all affected by 9/11. We all think back. What were you doing? What emotions were running through your mind? Were you sad, angry, or did you just want to hold your loved ones close to you? The events of September 11th will always live on. Everyone who died that day, as well as every survivor, is a hero. Our country has grown so much since that horrific day. We have become more stronger and more on guard. We have become more unified, for our famous motto says, "United we stand, divided we fall." I would like to leave you with one last thought. My father was always giving himself up for others, and doing things for others that he wouldn't really have to do. Whether it was for family, friends, co-workers, or just random people who you might meet on the street or come in contact with, he always seemed to put an impact on that person. There's one song that I must quote that I will leave you with because I think it is very appropriate to say. The song is called "Dare You to Move" by Switchfoot, and these are the particular lyrics. Quote, "Now everyone's here, I dare you to move. What happens next, I dare you to move. Welcome to this planet, welcome to existence, everyone's here, everyone's watching now. What happens next?" I have found my motto to live for the rest of my life, and that is it. I have found my hero to guide me through life's journey. That person is my father, whom I will always cherish and love, and never forget. Now I dare all of you to do the same, and I challenge you to never forget, but to also move forward and build off what has happened. I challenge you to look at what is happening next, and I dare everyone to move towards a better end and a better world. Thank you, everyone, and may God bless.
Bernard David W. Barris Mark. Berkeley Graham Andrew. Booms Kelly Ann.
Hackle Alexander M. Filipov. Paul Friedman. Cowton D.B. Fife. Peter Gay. Linda George. Lynn Catherine Goodchild.
Paul Hashem, James E. Hayden, Robert Hayes,
Deborah Medwick, Christopher D. Mello, Craig James Miller, Carlos Alberto Montoya.
Mommy.